Back to the US elections, I'd like to include comments from Dr. Jamil as well. So, the 5th of November, tomorrow, the Americans go to polls, a tightly contested race, as the poll surveys say, with subject to margin of error. Of course, on one side, we see Donald Trump. On the other, we have Kamala Harris. There's a lot of domestic factors in play as well, which the Americans consider when they vote for someone, which also include healthcare, immigration, economy, and of course, women's rights as well. How do you comment on the American politics at the moment, and what should we expect tomorrow?
The internal politics, obviously, the three very important features which both candidates have tried to really capitalize. One is the economy, the second is the immigration, and other. From external point of view, the Gaza is not really in the debate unless the questions were asked by the journalists and by the people there. On the Gaza, that's foreign policy of the United States. So Gaza, the foreign policy doesn't seem to be changing. There could be a minor adjustment in that, and I'm coming on that as well. So basically, it's the economy and immigration, and obviously the health, particularly with regard to the women health and the abortion. So these 3 points, and the women health and abortion on one side, Trump is capitalizing on whatever he has been advocating, from the religious standpoint and from the standpoint of his party. But Kamala Harris is very straight and open, and therefore today the poll of the Iowa is 56-36. Now Kamala has gained 56% in Iowa, and that is basically there are people with the white origin. So it appears that the white woman, also those who have been having leaning towards Donald Trump, seems that they are also, and there are a few interviews which have also watched and listened. It appears that the Kamala Harris is going to capitalize on that. So very tight drop, 1% difference last 72 hours. Kamala Harris has gained, and she is attaining a trajectory. But then this is such a complex voting system in the United States that popular vote is on that is one aspect, and the electoral college votes is the other aspect. So, like in 2016, popular vote was pocketed by Hillary, but otherwise Joe Biden, otherwise Donald Trump, he got 304 electoral college vote. And that's why he became declared. So the popular vote he could not. And there was 5 or 6 occasions only in the history of the United States that it has happened. Most of the time, the popular vote and the electoral college vote, they coincide. And basically, most of the provinces, what they do is that they do winner for all. When all the votes go to the winners normally. The other point is Kamala Harris, first time probably tomorrow, as I said, that's going to be a very tight rope because of the electoral college vote and because of certain white-dominated population, and that includes swing states also, which has more electoral college vote and electors in those provinces are more. So that can change the dynamics. So it's a very kind of situation where one can't really 100% draw any result of it. One of those very close and tough times which we are encountering. As regards, this was the internal the campaign points, but the external, the foreign policy, the Muslim population, 35 million Muslim population. What is their attitude and standpoint, and which side do they have the leaning? It's very tough again for them to take this decision. However, it is the indication which we're getting from here that the Muslim communities were not very happy once they saw that on one side there was all rhetoric of the peace plan and ceasefire, and on the other side there was a full bloom supply of the arms and ammunition. On the other side, there are about 85,000 tons of the bombs and explosive and equipment have been transported to Israel since October the 7th. So that is another factor. Is there going to be any change after the election, either of these candidates in terms of Gaza? Yes, our other panelists, I heard the last portion of it. It doesn't seem that there would be any change. However, it appears that Donald Trump is more liked in Israel as compared to Kamala Harris, although the Israeli lobby, and they are very strong in the United States, where they work on both parties, where they have the influence on the Democrats as well as Republican Congress, the institution, State Department, the Treasury Department, the Pentagon, the CIA, and all, most of Wall Street. So all these places, they are quite influential, the Israeli lobby, and therefore the election election definitely gets affected by that. That is one aspect, but more importantly, the congressmen and women, once they are elected, once they go to the Congress, the floor of the House, you will not find the congressman or woman talking very strongly against Israel. Very seldom you will find just one or two voices.
Right. Dr. Jamil, that's some very important points that you raised. I'd also like to include, Mr. Definitely. Dr. Jamil, I'd like your views on as well with regards to that. Do you think in these modern digital times, do you think AI, of course, internet and social media, it has moved on and progressed towards artificial intelligence now. When we talk about democracy, when we talk about voter trends, and of course when we talk about voter sentiments as well, do you think in these times of algorithms, data, this artificial intelligence and internet could be weaponized with terms in regards to democracy?
That's a tool of the social media, an algorithm that is being used by almost all the marketing companies and almost all the multinational companies, and almost now it is being used even for the public diplomacy. We can't really say that it could not have an influence. It definitely has an influence on the mind and hearts of the people, and therefore this is one of the best tools which is being used, algorithm, for targeting the right type of customers, and likewise during the elections also, there this data and this algorithm and this particular technology, it definitely targets the people who have not made up their mind yet, those who are strong voters and supporters, and that's why you might have noticed that the blue states are now turning red, and some of the red states are now turning blue, which means some of the dominated states are now being taken over by the Donald Trump, and the Republican dominated states are being taken over. So these are the tools which are...
Jamil, that is why I was asking this question, because Donald Trump, he has sponsors that, of course, are very influential on social media, whereas we saw that Kamala Harris, she opted for the more conventional media, that is television and those sources, for their political campaigns. I was asking this question in particular because I wanted to differentiate if running political campaigns, running political advertisements on social media would be proving more effective than conventional media in these modern times, especially with regards to all the swing states, the undecided voters, and that Generation Z that is going to be casting their ballots for the first time.
Well, this question seems to be directed to me. So yes, that's why there is more than $10 billion fundraising of Kamala Harris, and she has spent almost all money except about $100 million is left for the last 36 hours. They have spent all this money, on the advertisement and the political campaign and also social media. So there are multiple tools which are applied for it, and including billboard, including campaigns, including door knocking, leaflets. So name any, and all these tools are being conventional as well as these social media and AI are being used for it. And in the modern day world, in all fields, Now it happens to be election and campaigning of the election. So yes, that is also being used, and it does have some difference, and that's why you see last 72 hours from the RS now has gained a trajectory of the voters and supporters, at least so far as the polls are concerned, and very, very renowned companies who have conducted poll, although there is always
not amounting to murder hai, hurt hai.
Dr. Jamil, I think